I'm 100%. This is, yeah? We're going in here 100%. I'm going into this fight 100% Conor McGregor, not 92. 100% Conor McGregor. So it has to be really meticulous. We were right there with the last one. As a unit, we do it, right? Let's go, let's go.
Tab right now, the notorious one, right in front of us. Conor McGregor looking absolutely shredded. He looks in good shape. He's boxing. You can always tell. I wonder if Conor wears that when he does MMA sparring, or is he just focusing more on boxing? So he looks like he's in great shape. Obviously, Conor McGregor, last time we saw him in the octagon, he broke his leg against Dustin Poirier. So he's been out for a couple of years, living a big life on the yacht, selling the delicious paparoski. Or here we go right here. So the one thing that I will say that Conor, that he, you know, if you look at his style from now to when he first fought, is he was way more, I felt, dynamic. What do I mean by dynamic? If you go back and watch his fights and his training that he used to do when he was coming up at 145, he was more about being a lot like back and forth and being lighter on his toes, throwing spinning stuff and looking for the shot. Now he seems to take this approach of being more stiff in his stance. You look when he fought Dustin Poirier the second time. The third time, he was a lot better. The second time when he fought Nate Diaz, he was a lot more stiff. It's almost like a shift in his style.
Oh man, but I do think in this matchup, I think that Max Holloway is going to beat McGregor. I actually am going to pick him to finish McGregor. It's pretty well known now that McGregor didn't want this to be 5 rounds. He wanted it to be 3. So I think that McGregor could start hard. He could start fast. And maybe he could gas out over 5 rounds. He's at 170. McGregor's fought at 170 once. He's 5'9", guys. He's 5'9". He's not a big guy, okay? He's not a big guy. It's not like that McGregor's going to have this massive size advantage over Max Holloway. And the fact that Max Holloway is, what, minus 225 right now? I am fighting demons. I'm fighting demons to not put a great amount of money on Max Holloway money line, you know? Because I just think that this price is crazy. I think that the price sort of reflects like McGregor fans sort of trying to get him back in there. I feel like there's also like a little bit of concern in the back of everyone's head that we just saw Gaethje beat Ilia Topuria. This would be an upset of similar magnitude, even though the odds are close.
I think by now we know what we get out of Conor McGregor. He gasses out in probably 2 to 3 rounds. Gets a second win if he's able to get into the later rounds. But what I'm seeing is not convincing me that Conor McGregor's shape will be the right one for a man in Max Holloway who has the most weaponized pace in all of combat sports. What do I mean? The breakdown. Let's go. All right, Conor McGregor was in Laguna Beach this week. No one told me. Everybody knows when you come to Orange County, you got to check in with the big boss. Hurt my shoulder a little bit doing that. Conor's current shape while walking on the beach in Laguna. Let's take a look. I mean, again, you know, he's outside of the balding hair, everything looks pretty solid. Obviously, you know, broad shoulders, the whole deal. Not cutting a ton of weight. He's probably about 180 pounds here, maybe a little more. So I'm on my rest day today.
One after spending several years away from the octagon, Conor McGregor appears completely focused on his return against Max Holloway. The pressure is enormous because fans around the world want to see if McGregor can still perform at the highest level after such a long layoff. From intense training sessions to hard sparring rounds, everything suggests that McGregor is fully committed to proving he is still one of the best fighters in the sport. His goal is not only to win, but also to remind everyone why he became one of the biggest stars in UFC history.
This can't be some hell of a camp, boys. This can't be one hell of a camp. No, I get seriously fucking way better this camp.
Keep calm and wallop me.
Good job.
We're getting into this with the game here.
Despite McGregor's dedication, Artem Lobov believes Max Holloway has the advantage heading into the fight. Lobov explained that his prediction is based mainly on activity. While McGregor has been out of competition for nearly 5 years, Holloway has remained active, consistently fighting top-level opponents across different weight classes. Although moving up to 170 pounds creates some uncertainty, Lobov still believes Holloway's recent experience gives him a significant edge over McGregor.
They're going to fight Charles Oliveira. And this fight's at 170 pounds. Which is scary, I think, in a little bit. But I'm picking Max Holloway to win this fight, by the way. Just before we get into anything, I'm picking Max Holloway to win the fight. And I'm picking Max Holloway to win the fight with very high confidence. And why is that? Conor McGregor has won one fight in 9 years. 9 years was the last time he won a fight that wasn't against Donald Cerrone. And even then, that was 6.5 years ago, and the last time he even stepped in the cage was 5 years ago. And in that time, what's Conor McGregor been doing? He's been assaulting old men, he's been assaulting women, he's been drinking, he's been in rehab, he's been probably doing other things, you know, if you guys have seen the live stream, which he's just absolutely off his face. And now he's going to be coming back at 38 years old. At 170 pounds, a weight class he's...
Lobov also did not believe that the style of wrestling used by McGregor in the initial bout should be relevant in the rematch. Lobov also believes the wrestling approach McGregor used in their first fight will not play a major role in the rematch. He acknowledged that McGregor successfully took Holloway down several times in their first meeting, but emphasized that Holloway has evolved into a completely different fighter since then. According to Lobov, this fight is likely to remain standing, where Holloway's speed, boxing skills, and cardio could become the deciding factors. While he expects McGregor to have success during the early rounds with his power and precision, Lobov predicts Holloway will take control as the fight goes on, and could eventually secure a late stoppage victory.
Max Holloway did get taken down 4 times by Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, to my understanding, only ever got 5 takedowns in his entire UFC career. 1 of them was against the GOAT Diego Brandao, who I mentioned earlier, and 4 of them were against Max Holloway. However, as I said, that was a 22-year-old Max Holloway, 21-year-old Max Holloway. You know, a lifetime has passed since then. And do you really think that in Conor McGregor's preparation for this fight, the guy that's a part owner of BKFC, do you really think that Conor McGregor's been doing his jiu-jitsu classes? Do you think he's been doing his wrestling classes? I highly doubt that. I think this is going to be a striking fight between 2 strikers, 2 guys that are going to keep it on the feet. And if anyone's going to be faster, if anyone's going to be sharper, if anyone's going to be quicker and faster are the same thing. But the point is, it's going to be Max Holloway. It's going to be the guy that's been fighting at the highest level for the last 5 years. He's been fighting some of the best guys. He beat Justin Gaethje over 5 rounds. He just beat Ilia Topuria if you want to do some MMA math. He just beat Dustin Poirier and